Okay, hey, we're back, and we wanted to finish up our show today with a special focus on some activities that Edge Media Studios actually were honored to be part of this past Sunday. I want to introduce you to Lindsay, Dotzlaf, and Stacey Smith of Live Your Light. Ladies, how are we doing today?
We are fabulous. We're
Great.
excited to be here.
Fantastic. These ladies represent a group of ladies from Live Your Light Live, and we had the ability and the honor to be able to broadcast, live stream this past Sunday their entire life coaching event. It was a 4-hour event, and we streamed to a virtual ticket group of individuals that couldn't make it to the show, right?
Yes.
And before we talk more about that, because that was really fun and we want to get into that, can you tell us about what Live Your Light Live is all about?
Oh my gosh, I think that is definitely a question for Lindsay, as she was the creator of this and it was her idea and her vision. So
I think that Live Your Light Live I would say it was an idea that came to all of us. It just kind of maybe started with me, but it was really just a workshop on, for women, just empowering women and teaching them to really live in their most true, most authentic light.
Excellent. And so what you do there is you help give life coaching opportunities to be able to help, not only from a professional standpoint, but also emotional standpoint, and be able to get rid of some of the baggage that holds them back from living to the degree of success, both personally, spiritually, and professionally, right?
well, I would say, I think there's almost, for me anyways, with the work that I do with my clients, sometimes a misconception, because it's not always just about the baggage, but just about learning tools on how to kind of make shortcuts in your mind, and how to actually use your mind to your advantage, because our minds are extremely powerful.
Right.
And I always like to give the example, it's like if you don't manage your mind, it's like having children unsupervised running around, and if you give them tasks and put it to work, then it can do some really awesome, amazing, creative things. So
Absolutely.
it's really just creating those shortcuts to use your mind really powerfully for you.
A key concept, a neat concept that was repeated through all the presenters was the negative committee.
Yeah.
And a key concept
Yes.
of allowing your negative committee in the back of your mind to really kind of suck the wind out of your sails, or kibosh you, or sandbag you before you could even start going after a particular subject or a particular topic, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, our brains are created to protect us and keep us out of any sort of discomfort, and all growth
Right.
requires discomfort. So it's kind of this catch-22 that I find with a lot of entrepreneurs, where they really want to create a life of their dreams, but then they go to achieve it and find out, oh my gosh, like there's so much I'm going to have to overcome. And the entire time, the negative committee is in there saying, you can't do it, it'll never work. And so
That's really great.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
very
hard
true.
to overcome it.
I have that. I know that. I know
We
that
all have it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hearts happening on the live stream right now. A lot of your friends, a lot of people that you work with, and clients of yours are jumping on. So fantastic!
Yay!
So you've all met each other, and you've had relationships with a number of these other life coaches that presented at Live Your Life Live. How did you get to know them? And perhaps we could possibly bring them on. Nope. All righty, we don't have Lindsay, but do we?
Oh no!
All right, very good. Well, we're going to see if we can get them back a little bit here in a second. So how did you meet them actually?
Oh my gosh. So I think how we met each other is we are all in a mastermind together called Diva Business School that I run. And we've all been working together through that for 80 something weeks. So a while.
Yes.
That's
We are all
fantastic.
clients of Stacey's and have developed our businesses with her, and have developed a just super close friendship as well, which you probably witnessed at the live event on Sunday.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
One of the things that I firmly believe, and I think all of the girls have so graciously adopted, is this kind of girl power thing of when you're an entrepreneur and you have a dream and you want to do something, sometimes not everybody in your family and your friends are on board to support you in that because of their own discomforts or because they don't see your vision and they're unsure of what you're even trying to do. So to find a group of core women that have your back all the time, and as one of us becomes more and more successful, we lift the others up, and then the others help us be more successful. And so it's this really beautiful co-creation space that we sort of live in together, and we have become very deep, close, personal friends.
That's
through
really
that
hard
process.
to find. That must be really rewarding and
Well, and I should
valuable.
add
That's
that I
hard.
think that the friends and family, they're not doing it to be mean. They think they're doing it to protect you, right? Like they don't want you to get involved in something that's not going to work, or they don't want to see you
Or it's unpredictable. Yeah.
exactly.
Or even sometimes it's just that they're not entrepreneurs. So like it's different when you work a 9-to-5 job and you get to come home and turn your mind off. And one of the things that, for me at least, my mind is always going on. And sometimes my best business hours are from midnight to 2 a.m.
Yes. Definitely.
It's a different kind of life. So it's good to have that close-knit collective to help support you through that.
Absolutely. You have to have backup, and you have to have a group of trusted people that you can bounce ideas off of without fear of judgment. And I mean, in today's society, with so many people behind their smartphones and not really engaged regularly, I mean, social media has its own level of engagement. No offense to anybody who's watching the stream, obviously.
Yeah, we love you watching the screen.
Yeah, absolutely. But all right. But at the same time, there are distances and disconnects in today's society, and you need that type of reference, that backing more than ever in today's society. So, I mean, we've been talking about gig society the entire show today, and what you represent is almost a counterbalance to a lot of removal of personal communication and trust that's in today's society, you know?
Yes.
Like how I did that?
That was beautiful.
It's like I do.
It was like a poem.
I do think that's definitely one of the things I talked about in my coaching part of the Live Your Light Live event is that now more than ever, because social media is amazing, it makes everybody at our fingertips, but almost because everybody's at our fingertips, we lose that personal connection, and also we lose perspective on that relationship because we think, oh, we already know everything that's going on in their life. We don't need to reach out to them. And so a lot of people now are craving that close personal connection, that authentic connection. They want to feel important. Like, I think that as a business owner, as just a person, if you impact and influence someone, all you have to do that is make them feel special, care about them, and listen to them and be present for them. And that's something
Bring them cookies.
Bring them cookies.
See, it's a thing.
Cookies.
Right?
Like, where are they? They're sitting over there. I mean, we're getting some, right?
We
Before
were watching
leave.
the whole
Yes.
time. Like, they just took the cookies right and not okay.
Well, we had to make sure this was gonna be a good show, so it's much more, you know.
You wanted to make sure we didn't have chocolate chips on
I'll
our
give
teeth,
you the
right?
cookies as long as we have a good
Cookies the
show.
reward. Okay, got it.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people chiming in, and Stephanie Baylor actually says finding your tribe. Finding your tribe is absolutely essential, and not only social media tribe, but also that personal tribe, that personal
Your life tribe.
your life tribe.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I love that.
Live your life.
See, I could have
life.
worn black and been a part of this too.
Yes.
You are a part of it, girlfriend. Doing what you're doing now. You are part of it.
The
Yes.
yellow scarf. I'm digging it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what I did want to do is, and maybe after, we're going to show you a little bit of what we were able to cover at this event, and hopefully we'll be able to get Lindsay back on the line.
And we haven't
here.
seen this. So
You
I'm
haven't
so
seen this at
excited.
all. No.
Oh, I'm so
So to
excited.
tell you what we did, Edgecast came out, Edge Media Studios come out, and part of what we do as the studio is go out and it's part of one of our products is going out and live streaming an entire event with our multi-camera, multi-production type of vehicle, right? So we out there, and when there's a crew of us that go out and we set the stage to really give you a good production, a good sense of value, and it's another level of that live social audience, that you know, the new media audience engagement. So there was a lot of interaction during the stream. A lot of people that really
was so fun. That was my favorite part, I think.
It was really neat. Yes.
well, this was valuable in a whole other way to the people that couldn't be at the event. And there was a lot of great comments about
Yeah.
everybody's story, and every presenter that got on there presented a very powerful message. So we're going to go ahead and tee that up and have a look at this. This is a pretty cool video.
Thank you for being here.
And I am the founder of Diva Business School. I'm so excited. It's my passion project. You'll hear a little bit about what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. So we fight very hard to be right with all the people in our lives. And we also fight very hard to be right about our situations in life. Argument with someone. What's amazing about that is if you're wrong, then there's a chance for it to be fixed. There's a chance.
So really what I want to talk to you about is a little bit about my personal journey. I knew from this calling inside of myself that there was always something bigger for me to do in my life. But knowing that, you know what? I know that what it has done for me, it has changed my life, and I know that this is it. This is
The thing is that the definition of authenticity is different for everyone. And so I actually had to take a step back and think, no, actually, I feel less stressed now than I have in a long time. And I think it's been the most amazing thing that's happened to me in a long time.
I was like, you know what? Like, I just had to make the decision to start. See, so that was a big struggle and a big obstacle for me to come over personally. So to really share myself and my journey, I had to let people know and see my true authentic self. But imagine if you just let that door open and you just let it come through.
And then I'd get into it 6 months and I'd be like, oh, this is not it. I just don't know what it is. I know I'm meant to do something more, but I just don't know what it is. And from there, I started to develop so much change in my life and my mentality and how I was showing up in the world and all of these things. And I really want you all to take away from what I'm talking about today is that this person is just it's a constant journey, right? Who I want to be in a year from now may be different than who I want to be 5 years from now. And it's just
that way as well. Like, we really are here to experience these deep emotions, whether they feel good or bad. We're here to really experience them, and we would love to have you come. But just thank you guys for being here. This has been such an incredible day, and we just love you all so much for being here. So thank you. All right.
Okay, I sprung that on you, and I'm sorry I didn't give that to you before. How are we doing, ladies?
Good.
Fantastic, fantastic. So we got a bit of emotion on the Facebook page, and certainly in studio. So thank you so much for the ability to share your story and be able to put a particular unique presentation to it. But why don't we introduce the ladies that are here with us? Stacey, go ahead and introduce everybody.
Okay, so I don't know which. Is it from my left? From their left?
Have them raise their hands.
Okay, so
we see names on the screen. Perfect. All right.
Okay.
So, Leah Brady. Leah is amazing. She is a mom of triplets, you all. She looks fabulous. She is such a fierce mompreneur. And she has a podcast coming out soon, Moms, Minivans, and Mayhem. She's a blogger, a life coach, and just an amazing friend. That is Miss Leah Brady. And then we have Miss Sheri Strzelecki.
Wow.
Did I get it?
First time.
We've
That's
known each other
amazing.
for years. I mispronounce her name almost every time. Sheri is in Atlanta. She is a life coach and a spiritual gangster, and one of my favorite people to be around. If you are looking for someone to light up your life and give you the most incredible, loving energy ever, it's Sheri. And I heard that nonstop from the girls at the event that she had the best energy in the group, and they were just so excited to be around her. So that is Miss Sheri. And then we also have Miss Lindsay Mango. Lindsay Mango is a fitness guru, a life and business coach, and a powerhouse when it comes to branding. She is such an amazing brander. She has the most incredible business, and she is one of my favorite people on the planet. And that is Miss Lindsay Mango.
So ladies, thank you for joining us. Can you give, starting with Leah, can you give me some impressions that you had from the Live Your Life live event in respect to the Need Hammer? We certainly want to reference the Need Hammer. What a fantastic venue for the not only the aesthetic, but just how accommodating they were. Yes. It's a beautiful environment to be able to have this presentation. But about the live event and the live virtual event at the same time, Leah, what were your thoughts there?
Oh my gosh, well, first of all, yes, thank you to you, Edge Media Studios, and the Need Hammer for being able to help us put on this amazing event, because without each of you, this would not have happened. So thank you, forever grateful. But I was definitely just so blown away by how open everybody came to this event. They came with open hearts and open mind and gave us the space to feel comfortable to really share who we were authentically, so that we could really reach them and that they could really see who we are and what we really wanted to do. So I was just so impressed by how everybody showed up.
Oh, fantastic. And Sheri, what are your thoughts about the event as well?
Yes, so I have been completely blown away and from all of it. So I've really kind of been speechless since Sunday. It has been something that I knew it was going to be an amazing event, but I had no idea the impact that it was going to have on the five of us, as well as all the people that attended virtually and live. And so it has been the best reception that we've received from everyone on Facebook here, all of the support, and it's just been such an amazing event, and I can't wait to do it again.
Facebook is blowing up
It's
now on
all
the
the kiss
stream.
faces.
Oh my Lord. I've never seen that on our.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll. Bring in the tribe.
That is an emoji we don't get very often.
No, we don't get that emoji.
We were in the bathroom saying, we're not sure if they're used to our energy here.
And Lindsay, certainly last but not least, what were your thoughts and what was your takeaway from an event like this?
Yeah, so I think for us, we all have really big visions for how things will turn out and how they're created in the world. Sure. But I have to say that the event exceeded that for me. I just walked away and I'm still kind of coming down from the high that it created. It's created a lot of opportunity and vision for myself, and then also connection with these women. We've always been very connected, but I just think it's on a whole nother level. And one thing that I have heard from so many people who have watched it is the connection that we have, and the fact that they could see, even virtually, how much we truly love and care about each other, which I think in turn shows people how much we truly love and care about humans and people, and how much we want to help people. So I thought that was really cool feedback that I got, and I just have been blown away by the support and just the love that I feel from all of it.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that's fantastic, and it connects on so many levels of what that event was really about. Ladies, what were your thoughts, I mean, about this live event?
The fact that we were able to go live, you mean?
Yeah.
And be virtual, it was incredible. I mean, I think just hosting a live event, the five of us, we brought an energy that we wouldn't normally be able to bring if we had just done it individually. And then to be able to be live on, streaming live, thanks to you guys, just added a whole nother element that we didn't really even know was possible until the week before.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
So we moved quick.
We did. We did.
That's for darn sure. You all have respective tribes that follow you, so to speak. And we use that term really referencing Seth Godin. Tribes of social media followers, connections that you have. And this is not just social media following. These are relationships that you have regularly with people that everyone's a life coach here, right? You're all working with people to be able to help them through challenges as well as be able to inspire each other. How did your tribes appreciate the event and the post-event type of communications that you were able to have? Were they able to utilize this for their building relationships with you?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I thought what was awesome is that for the live event, I actually had clients come all the way from Michigan, from 4 hours away, 3 hours away to come to the live event.
Yeah.
But then I also had people watching from hours and hours and hours away through the live cast. And what was so awesome is that, for me anyways, what meant the most was hearing my clients talk about how blown away they were by my clients, right?
Wow.
From
Awesome.
all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other
yeah.
girls, and saying I was just so blown away. And a lot of them are in the Mastermind Diva Business School with us. So they talk to us every single week. And some of them were unsure, like, should I buy a ticket? Because I talk to you guys every week, and will this benefit me? And afterwards, they were all saying, I'm just so glad I came. This really gave me the bump in energy I needed.
Cool.
And I got to see sides of you that I never even knew were possible. So, and I just can't thank you enough, Aaron, because without the technology, we would have not been able to reach such a live audience.
Yeah.
And they have said hands down that the quality of the work was just incredible.
Oh, that's fantastic, and super kudos to our team here at Edge Media Studios. That goes straight to them because the quality was fantastic. I appreciate that. Can you unpack just a little bit about discovering your light? Because I want to make sure that this message is not eclipsed by what we're talking about from the live execution. Okay. Live Your Light is really about discovering your intuition or your inner light that can guide you wherever you want to go and making meaningful self-transformation towards that goal, right?
Yes.
Can you give us a little bit of background of those 5 stages of transformation?
Ooh, yes. Okay. So I will take the first half and I'll let you take the second half, I think.
Okay.
Any ladies who want to?
Oh yeah, the ladies. Actually, how about we just go around because we each talked about something really important, so we'll just each do our thing.
Absolutely.
So for me,
How long do we have?
As long,
An hour?
Yeah.
we'll be here all day, guys.
We did stream
Grab
4
some
hours.
popcorn.
Let's pull an all-nighter.
Grab
Okay?
some
Settle in.
popcorn, get some coffee. We're gonna be here all day. Okay, so what I spoke about, really for me, the biggest transformation was really capitalizing on opportunity to change my life, to show up,
Right.
to stand in my power, and then also be able to look at myself from a compassionate place of being able to be wrong and seeing, I'm getting the results I'm getting in my life because of something I'm doing, not because of the outside world. And so how can I self-adjust and how can I really move forward differently in a powerful way? So for me, that's the biggest thing in self-transformation is really accepting that you can be wrong, that if you're not getting the results you like, it's you. You're the problem, period. That's it. And that's hard to do.
No excuses.
Yeah, that's hard to do when you have a negative committee in your mind justifying everything. So
Okay, there it is.
So good.
Yeah.
The negative community.
I know, I love it. It reminds me of what's the movie with the 4 I watch it all the bloody time. The 4 cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Inside Out.
Inside Out, thank
Yes.
you.
Oh yeah, fear
Yep.
is running
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
stacks of paper, and it's like I figured
Absolutely.
out all the things that could go wrong. Here are the top 3. I use that reference
All the
a lot.
spreadsheets.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So Lindsay, what are your thoughts on the stage of the transformation?
I think that, exactly what Stacey said and kind of what I talked about in our event was the kind of getting your friends and family on board, but also not necessarily needing them to be on board. But also taking and hearing what they say, what they're telling you, right? And maybe thinking, and Stacey kind of said this a little bit, but that's a chance for you to learn something from that, right? From what they say, from their feedback. So if you're getting negative feedback, yes, you know, you have the ability to just hold the space for them, right? And be who you want to be, but also really hearing that feedback and saying like, okay, but what can I learn from this as well?
Give it weight.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Leah, what do you think as a stage of transformation?
So mine, what I spoke about was strengthening my relationships with not only myself, but also with everybody else through communication. So that was opening up all of the things that I was trying to hide and not let people see. So I was really sharing everything that I was going through and communicating with everybody that, yes, I was struggling at sometimes. And then also, if there was something that bothered me, I wasn't afraid to communicate. And so also just being able to use those 3 simple questions: what worked, what didn't work, and what could I do differently in any situation that comes up, whether that's in business or personal.
Oh, that's fantastic. Sheri, what about you as another stage of transformation that you were witnessing?
Yes. So I talked a little bit about transitioning from making your choices from a place of fear to a place of love. So a lot of times in our life, we have family members, friends, acquaintances, coworkers, and they have standards that they may hold us to, or expectations. And when we try to live up to that, we really aren't being true to ourselves. So when we start to make our choices from a place of love, and by loving ourselves, then we are allowed to be able to allow the other side, you know, those family members, coworkers, friends, all that, to be able to make a judgment about our life, our decisions, from a place of knowing that we are being who we are. So that is something that has been huge for me, and I think can be huge for several of us in our lives.
Oh, fantastic. All right, Miss Mango, last but not least again, what do you think? Another great concept in transformation.
Thank you. So mine is kind of pulling all of that together. So once you pull back all the layers and really figure out who you are and go through those growing pains of telling the people that you care about most and sharing that with them, then you get to a next level of okay, now I know who I am and who my authentic version of myself is. How do I want to show up in the world if I could be anyone? And really elevating that level, yourself, to that next level. I think the biggest thing, and Stacey kind of talked about this too just now, is that the life that you have now, you're attracting that based on the version of yourself you're showing up as. And so if you want to attract a different life, you have to show up as a different person. So walking through this entire process of figuring out who you are authentically, and then getting to the point of asking yourself, who do I want to be now?
That's more difficult than you make it sound, obviously. But you're absolutely right. Is that
that's what we're here for?
Yeah. Well, you've got to set those goals, and you have to paint the picture. And a lot of times you have to write down those goals as well, because so many things go in and out of your mind. I mean, it's a sea of thoughts. Do you recommend journaling regularly? Recommend painting the picture, documenting exactly where you want to go?
Absolutely. I think that the vision can consistently change. So for me, it's something that I'm constantly thinking about. I'm constantly journaling on. One of the things that I'll never forget Stacey had me do, it was for Christmas. She had gotten me a journal, and she told me to journal as if I was 1 year ahead from this current date. And journal from that space, because that puts you in that mind frame of where do I want to be in a year, and what does that look like? And not just from a giant goal perspective. We're talking, what is your life like when you wake up every single morning? What are your daily habits? And it really puts you in that mind frame of what does life look like 1 year from now? And that's something that I will do sometimes when I feel like I've really fulfilled that vision and I'm ready for another level of it. I'll journal on, okay, what does my life look like a year from now? And really, it's been such a neat tool. And I actually talk in the first person, and I really want to get that journal out, because I know a lot of the stuff that I wrote down at the time is actually happening. And so it's really cool to watch that kind of unfold.
Absolutely.
Oh my
Fantastic.
gosh. Yes. Yes. I love all of that.
Can we keep them?
Absolutely. Hey, they're right there. They're not going away. So to wrap up, obviously it was a unique experience of just getting all 5 of you together to be able to speak to your respective audiences. On top of that, to be able to broadcast this to the degree of quality that you were able to, certainly connected to your mission, right? As opposed to a live stream smartphone, right? This is a whole different dynamic. On top of what we did with you, we also discussed and are going to be executing, being able to take those videos, breaking them out, and being able to provide those on a platform, right, where you can actually lift up to your own audiences either the entire group presentation, the 4-hour presentation,
Which is highly recommended.
Absolutely. Because you do see the dynamic between each and every, the entire group of individuals. And on top of that, we'll break it up and be able to have each and every one of the life coach videos as well able to be purchased. Point is that you would not be able to do that with a smartphone either. So this kind of defines this technology a bit, is that there's so many different areas in which this product can then be brought forth and be able to be utilized. So your message, right, is going to be able to be in people's hands regularly. And that's part of what we were really honored to be able to do, but it helps almost from an affirmation standpoint. Some of your clients may want to go back to what Lindsay said, what Sheri said, what Leah said, to be able to recycle and be able to have that additional kind of connection and just daily affirmation, for lack of a better description, right?
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, I would say that I changed my entire life very quickly before I ever even hired a coach, just watching Tony Robbins' YouTube videos over and over and over and doing all of the activities. And I think that this event was chock full of really life-changing, applicable processes to use in your life over and over and over. I mean, you could watch it. I can't wait to watch it over and over, because I was actually found myself participating in the audience with the girls. I was raising my hand saying, I've got a question. I have an example. And in fact, at one point I nudged Lindsay Mango and I said, girl, I'm getting my transformation today. So yeah, I definitely think it would be worth the investment.
You think about people having access to you when they need you. So if somebody's up at 3 a.m. and needs to pick me up at 3 a.m., they don't have to call you now. They have access to you.
Yeah, by the way, we build apps as well.
I know. I was just thinking that. I'm like, oh my gosh, we need a Live Your Light app.
I know people who can help you with that.
It just so happens we do that too. Okay, so to finish up, what key message do you want to deliver to the Edge of Indy audience today?
Ooh, this one's that stumped me a little bit. Here's what I would say.
For people that don't know your mission and don't know what honestly, what transformation means and what it means to live your light, how do they get started, and what would be the first steps to be able to
try to find the light?
Yeah. Okay, so I think for
I'm
me,
hearing poltergeist in my head now. Go to the light. Don't stay away. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So I think
not that kind of light.
Not that kind of light.
No.
Good light.
I think for me, if I could boil it down into all of its simplicity, it's two things. When you're trying to make a decision in your life, you can either choose to focus on whatever it is you want to avoid. So I want to avoid this. I want to avoid feeling this, or I want to avoid this outcome. I want to avoid having this interaction. I want to avoid this result.
Right.
Or you can focus on, I want to create this emotion. I want to create this result. I want to create this outcome. And they are two very different trains of thought. And so they have different solutions available to them. They have different results available to them. And the most powerful people in the world are making decisions based on what they want to create, despite whatever physical reality is happening for them in the moment.
Oh, that's fantastic. Lindsay, you're in studio. Any other thoughts there?
I think she covered it. I got so involved in that message that I just was not expecting you to call on me. But yeah, I think that's true. I think actually what was going through my mind when she said that is I was thinking about when, I don't know if you've heard this, but when you're in a car accident, how they tell you to actually look where you want to go,
right?
Not where you think you're going to go, right? Which is possibly to crash into whatever's in front of you.
Yep.
You know, to look over to the side where you want to go.
Okay, so do you have like 10 seconds that we could actually tell this story? Because I think it'd be so powerful for your viewers.
Absolutely.
So my life coach, Melanie Layer, was teaching on a mastermind once, and it was on a Saturday. And she taught this thing. She said, you know, when you're in a car accident, they always say, like, what do you focus on? If you're gonna drive right into a tree, most people focus on the tree.
Right.
And she said, what you've got to do is you've got to focus on where you want to go instead, because wherever you look, the car goes. And so the very next day, I was driving up from Louisville to Indianapolis to go to a concert, and there was a one-lane construction traffic, and there was a pileup that almost happened, and I just happened to have that in the seconds before I impacted and rear-ended someone. I heard her in my head, and I just happened to look away, and I missed the car by, it must have been a millimeter.
Oh.
And I would have hit them going 50 miles an hour. It would have been a really dramatic accident, and I said, that really, like, that is when life coaching actually saves your life.
Wow.
And then it happened to her on the way from Louisville to Indianapolis with her kids in the car. She remembered me telling that story, and it hit her in the moment, and she veered and just somehow, by the grace of God, just missed the car. And their entire family is safe now because of that.
Be careful on that drive.
Right?
I know.
It's treacherous.
People drive crazy in between those.
You can also use that in your life, right? So instead
on
of
any
focusing on any road, a road of life, instead of focusing on where you don't want to go,
absolutely,
right? You focus on what you want, what you, like Stacey was saying, what you want to create, where you want to go in your life instead of what you're trying to avoid.
I think that's the key message, ladies. The remote ladies, would you agree there?
Nah, still undeciding.
Very cool. Well, collectively, ladies, would you be willing to do this again in the future?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh,
like next weekend.
Can't wait.
No.
Maybe in 6 months, but yeah, it's going to be, this is definitely something I think we're all committed to because of how impactful it was.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Edge Media Studios will stand by whenever you guys are ready to be able to do that. That was really a great experience, and we're proud of what we were able to create for you as well. And the message was certainly in alignment with what we believe here at Site Strategics. So thank you for being able to reaching out, because you saw us over the Verge. Thanks for reaching out and allowing us to be part of this message as well.
Yes, thank you.
No, you're more than welcome. So how do they get a hold of we're going to post all your Facebook pages on our show notes, but is there a Live Your Light Live main site that we go to, or do we've got a lot of websites, I know, and we're going to post them all.
I think the Live Your Light Live Facebook page is the best way to join the whole group, and then from there, I don't know about everybody else, but I love when people privately friend request me. I love that interaction on Facebook, and then we all have our own websites as well, which will all be posted on the Facebook page.
Yep. Very good, very good. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for being part of this show. And again, it was truly an honor, and we really enjoyed being able to be part of that message.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. All right, what a